looking at this camera, Tim?
Mm-hmm.
I should probably put my hat on. The baldness is gonna like blind the people.
It's shiny.
Shiny.
So what are you working on?
You know what I absolutely hate? You want to hear what I hate? I absolutely hate. You ready for this?
What?
I bet you couldn't guess in a million years what I absolutely hate. When some asshat keyboard ninja says, you should leave that up to a schooled professional. Well, you know what? I could probably teach the class. But, yeah, I just had to vent that little couple words. Anyways, these are some aftermarket exhaust manifolds because they're like 1/3 the price. And they're actually a little thicker along the Tim, you walls
broke
the camera. What the hell's the matter with you?
I did not.
I'm picking on kids. Anyways, I really kind of like the awesome insignia there. Kind of looks something left over from Adolf Hitler's regime.
Oh, Hitler.
Do that again.
Oh, Hitler.
You're Hitler. It's Hail Hitler or Heil Hitler. Anyways, we're not Hitler in it today. Come on, I have to edit that shit. We might offend someone. Yeah. I offend people left and right. Right, Tim?
It's not focusing right.
You're not focusing right? It's from my shiny head. Give me my hat. Give me my hat. It'll focus perfect then once my head is unshiny. There, see? Now look, perfect. Perfect focusization.
Nope, still not focused.
Let me see the camera again. Are you having problems? No, don't do that. Give me the camera.
It works sometimes.
It's the sunlight behind it. Right? I'm going to close the door. Nope, because then I won't be able to see it all. Alright, so this thing is pretty well ready to go back up in there. You know what we ought to do? Is we ought to chase those threads. Well, let's see. Where's the... I got all these parts here. These parts are valued at $1,200. Yes, believe it or not, $1,200. I about wanted to cry when I had to pay that price for parts.
And I asked, why did you get the cheaper ones instead of the expensive ones?
Well, I wouldn't have minded getting the expensive ones. I think they fuck up the threads on purpose so that they stay on there. I really do. Even though I think these might be locking nuts too. I don't see. No, they're not. They don't look ovaled out. Anyway, we're not making a very good video, are we?
No.
You suck.
I do not.
Yeah, you got Squatchzilla. Anyway, so here's what we got to do. We got to figure out if we can put this manifold in with the new studs in place, or whether we have to put it in and then put the studs in, which is not going to be fun, because we really don't want to do that, because it's going to suck. But there is no room. I'm telling you, just short of either pulling the cab or pulling that motor. Probably would have been easier to pull the cab, because even these quarter panels, they're only glued on. They don't bolt on. Here's the subframe here. It's all up in here, and this is all. I imagine they just peel the shit out of it and freaking liquid nail the thing fast. But we did. Oh, we did. We got to show off our wonderful welding ability here. Took all three of us to do it. Ooh, still warm. This is what's left of a stud.
Now is a bolt.
Well, it's kind of a bolt. It's stainless steel. It was in the head, recessed in the head. Some of you guys were saying don't weld it. Well, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to do it the way I wanted to do it. I welded it. Where's my flashlight? Look, the head's fine. It's fine. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? No. Anyway, here, Tim. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? There. Right, stud man. So anyways, we welded those fast. What we did was we put a gob of weld on the end of the broken off stud so that it protruded out past the aluminum. Then we slipped the nut over top of that and then burned it right fast. Boom. Done. Had to do 2 of those that way. So now what I'm going to do is actually run a couple of these up in there. I'm going to put anti-seize on them first. Where is that stuff? We're going to anti-seize them, and then we're going to, because I'm not a trained professional, maybe I'm screwing up, I don't know. Hey, does anybody know if I'm a trained professional or not? Did anybody ever say that I was or wasn't? You know, that's a funny thing, because, these guys, as far as they know, I don't know anything. I'm just a big dummy. But, That's okay. I could be trained, but I wouldn't tell you anyway, even if I was. It's more fun you guys not knowing. And we're going to have to find the... I'm going to say that's a 2mm or a 3mm.
That is a 5.
If that's a 5, I'm George freaking Washington. Alright, find it. If it's a 5, I guess I changed my name. I was talking about George Washington Carver. Right? No? You don't know who that was?
Yes.
What did George Washington Carver invent?
Nothing.
No, sure he did.
No.
I believe George Washington Carver invented the cotton gin.
Yes.
The cotton gin. Okay. Anyways, enough half-assed history lessons here. Get me a metric doodad there, Tim. Oh, this is supposed to be the easier side. This is the passenger side. I've got my light hooked up behind me. The leak is actually occurring on the second port up towards the front of the motor. There's actually a broken stud on the bottom of the first port, exhaust port, and I think there's even a heat shield underneath there that I don't have on the new manifold. I guess they deemed it wasn't necessary. So what I'm going to do is actually start taking this exhaust manifold heat shield off, which is like I'm going to say it's a 10 or 11mm. I'll pull that off of there, and then I'm going to go ahead and take the flange off the bottom of the manifold, which is more than likely going to come off okay because I've been hitting it with PB Blaster over the last over the last week or so. So anyhow, I'm going to get started on this, and we will move on from there. So I've been under this truck now for quite a few more hours, probably 3 or 4 more hours. Underneath there, I have removed the starter, which is a really weird starter, if you ask me. I guess I could climb under there and show you, but man, where in the hell is it? You can see it hanging there. I'll have to show it to you a little closer. It's just hanging there. And that's just so I can get up and underneath there and torch off those studs. I've got the manifold separated from the exhaust pipe, or where it goes down into the catalytic converter. I'm hoping that the catalytic converters are okay. As a matter of fact, I didn't even look inside the other one, but I'm going to look this time. I know there's a product you can buy that's supposed to clean that out. I don't know if it's any good or not, but I think I'm going to give it a shot. Just dump it in the gas, and it's supposed to blow all that shit out of there. Who knows? Let's see. The air conditioner pump, compressor, I did have to remove it and slide it forward. That's down there. Let me turn on this. You're probably thinking, oh my God, he looks retarded with that headlamp on there. And I actually have to tell you about this headlamp because I am in love with this thing. But anyways, you see how that crooked pulley down there? I've loosened the belt, taken it off of its doodad there. I think I'm just going to buy a new belt and put on because this belt has 100,000 miles on it. And it's just be a good thing to do to, you know, replace the belt. Yeah, so I have now got enough room to get my torch head up in there and cut off those exhaust manifold bolts. The new exhaust manifold bolt is sitting right here on the ground, right there, right at the tip of my finger. This one does not have a heat shield in it, so I'm kind of thrilled with that idea. It's just not there. So if it ain't there, I ain't putting it back on because there's no room for it. The other side had one, so that's all together. Now, I have already torched off the bolts. Let me get in here. I've already torched off the bolts on the top of the manifold, so I only have 4 more bolts to torch off of there, and hopefully I don't set the whole place on fire, and then I'll be good to go. I'll be able to pull that manifold out of there, and I think I can get it out through the top. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to work at it anyway. We'll figure that out as I go. I honestly, truly believe that this truck was designed to pull the cab off and then loosen the motor and pull the motor out to put this thing, you know, to change these manifolds. This thing was put together. It was put together with the manifolds on it, And, you know, of course, then the chassis rolls down the assembly line, and then they put the cab on it. Now, if you look at this thing is designed for that cab to come off. And right there, there's mount bolts. On the other side, there's mount bolts, and on the front, these fenders and stuff, they're actually just glued fast to the subframe of the cab frame. So, you know, and I've had some people say, oh, you should have had a professional do this. This job sucks. Well, I agree. This job sucks. I mean, it sucks big time. When I say big time, I mean, this is something that in the stage of, if these manifolds don't work out, I'm selling the truck, because that thing sucks. And I've been screwing with this thing off and on for over a week. You know, I get a rainy day, I work on it. So, but anyways, I still have to extract a couple stud bolts after I get that manifold out. I know there's a broken one at the very bottom, and I actually did find it laying on top of the sway bar linkage mount. So, oh my goodness. Anyways, I've probably spent a total of 4 full days on this thing just getting them apart. I got the other side on. I believe I showed you that already, but I'll do an overview before I'm done. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to get my torch out. I'm going to move some of the stuff out of the way. I got my coat is there for my head, and I'm going to take this headlamp off, which is another video, by the way, and I'm loving it. But anyway, that's another story. So I'll get that cardboard out of there, then I'm going to go ahead and torch those off, and then we will go ahead and pull that manifold out, and you'll see what it looks like after I get it out.